You spin me right round, baby, right round. Hey everyone, episode 4 Flashback Fridays is here, July 25th. Today we are going back to early 2000s and March 2003 to see my lost, what I thought was lost, Star Wars Quicktime VR stop motion animated figures. Hey, welcome to a new episode. And way back, some of my fans of today knew me all the way back at Niubniub's Universe, which was my first site in the late 90s, early 2000s, till about 2010, I think, is when I switched the name to DioramaWorkshop.com. And I had a lot of fun doing little stop motion animations and stuff like that with the action figures once Hasbro started giving more articulation to them. And it was a cool way to play with the new feature at the time, which was revolutionary back in the days. It looks very common now, or archaic in a sense, but anyway, I think it's going to be fun to revisit it in this Flashback Friday. So my name's Frank Durio. You're watching DioramaWorkshop.com. Hey, and look at these beautiful figures. Now, way back when I used to do figure reviews, and when QuickTime invented the VR, which many of you might, if you're too young, you don't know about it, but it was a way to be able to animate figures and make them spin 360, but you had control with the mouse, so you could move your mouse cursor and make the figure go forward, backward, and you even had a QuickTime VR, which allowed you to stitch together, kind of like the Matrix, and have all of the photos make it that when you move the mouse, you'd be able to look around the room if you did a 360 of your diorama, like I might show you at the end as a bonus secret. I guess it's not a secret if I just told you about it. But anyway, so here's just a sample of the figures that I animated. I took the episode 1 holodeck or hologram little hockey puck that Hasbro made, and it had a rotation dial on it, so I was able to put the figure on it and then spin it stop motion style and move the figure a little bit at a time and create these little animations. But looking at this is not what you want to watch. You want to see it in motion, right? So let me go over here and show you the first one. So here's an example of what my animations look like back in the days. So we have C-3PO on the left. It looks like he's going to tip over. We have Queen Amidala waving to her crowd there. And then we have Elars Madak, one of the Cantina aliens. He's doing sort of like a hello, goodbye also. Then we go over here to the second set. We have Lando over here. This is one of the first figures that I actually like the cape a lot. I usually hate cape figures, cloth figures, and this one I love. And then Princess Leia Bespin on the right. This was the first Leia that was like really scaled down to the proper size. And then Chewbacca with his little welding torch. I decided to play with some particles for the first time, so I added a little bit of effects to the CVR in the center instead of just having the photos themselves. Then number 3, I think you saw this at the beginning. Now, I don't remember why Maul is so faster than the other ones. I think maybe because I filmed 24 rotations or 24 frames in the rotation instead of 12, because you have to remember that the computers back in the day, the memories and all that weren't very strong and the high resolution did not exist. So I don't know the exact reasoning for this, but it makes me smile regardless. It looks like you could dance. I put the real Dead or Alive song, but then I'd probably get flagged for it. So we're just going to sing it in our head, shall we? And then, last but not least, over here we have Emperor Palpatine. I had a lot of fun with this, animating the little electronic, well, not electronic, but the electric bolts that zapped Luke from Return of the Jedi scene. And then you had Jar Jar sticking his tongue out at the dinner table. Or was it in front of Sebulba at the stand? I don't recall. I think it's at the table that Qui-Gon grabs his tongue. And then one of the coolest, still to this day, Boba Fett figures was the 300th figure card, which was really, really cool. And he had all these accessories and different things like that. So if I go back over here, one of the other cool things that you could do with the QuickTime VR is, where's my little thing over here? There we go. That was a weird sound that I did. I told you, as you know, these are live, unscripted, filming as we go. So I don't know what the hell that little sound was that I made, but anyhow. So one of the other cool features was was to be able to stitch, film your diorama into different angles and then stitch it. The program, or the QuickTime VR, would stitch the images together like the Matrix, and then the person watching would have control with your mouse to be able to rotate and look around anywhere that you wanted at the speed that you wanted. Now what I'm going to show you now is just a loop of the sort of like the basic 360. However, there's no interaction with it because modern computers, I think QuickTime is pretty much a dead thing by now. So I could not show you the interactive part, but the part that's really fun is that I'm able to show you what it looked like in 360. So, are we ready? Where? Oh, it's right here. It's behind here. I knew it was somewhere. Okay, so are you ready? 3, 2, 1. There we go. How cool is that? Now, this was one of my first dioramas in 2003. It was the most movie accurate set that I had done so far. It was still a little small, like maybe 80% scale, and it was huge, this thing. Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. It was succumbed to a flood in the basement at my old apartment in Montreal, and so I lost everything. I have some of the Jedi chairs over there that you see over here, the unpainted originals, and though I have to revisit this at some point one day because it really makes me smile, and I wish I still had the molds for the statues. I'm sure that someone could print them in 3D now. I'm sure there's some files available for that. So anyway, I thought that you would get a kick out of watching some animation some of the VRs that I had done way back. So thanks for joining me. It was a lot of fun. If you like these Friday videos, flashbacks, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And on that note, as usual, Ben Kenobi has the last word.
Hello there. The Diorama Workshop is strong with the Force, a place where creativity and craftsmanship bring worlds to life. Subscribe now, and may the Force be with you.